Juan-O's world.
My baby mama trippin', she been going through my phone. Tired of me cheating, I can't leave these hoes alone. Hella pics, hella tips on my cash out. It's like, hold up a minute every time that I'm in it. Got the whole room spinning, can't explain how I'm feeling all day. I've been sipping, do you?
But I think right now Corey Holcomb is trying to inflict as much damage and pain on Anton Daniels that he believed that Anton Daniels did to his brand and his reputation. Because regardless of how we feel about Anton, it still looked a certain way when the nerd and the square was talking aggressively to Corey Holcomb, and the square was able to make his way out the studio and walk off untouched.
Me and Corey.
See, I stuck again. We can go back right now. We can go back right now. I'm with it.
Now, right after Corey took that L, he attempted to turn into a snitch by exposing that Anton had a chick with him, which was the lowest of the low, and also something that the 50-50 nation is supposed to be against. Am I correct?
Juan-O says, I'm going to get this guy if you don't. Don't do that. Listen. I'm not authorizing nobody to do nothing on my behalf. I don't want to be associated.
Hey, Trey, you handle this like a gentleman, all right? Hey, my man, my man say you want to trouble, you know what I'm saying? Come here.
Dang, Tom, dog, how you just gonna stereotype me like that? I'm not that dude no more. I swear I ain't. I'm this dude. Now, my kid's in the background, but seeing how we done made it cool in the culture to disrespect little kids because they dark skinned, I ain't gonna show them.
Y'all can get the broad off. That's his daughter. This man said he ain't got no children out of wedlock. Nigga.
That's Cool Mo daughter.
That's who?
Not Cool Mo D, Cool Mo daughter.
Damn, Darlene, you ain't gonna say nothing?
That's the air up there, nigga. Look, nigga, let me tell you something. Don't make no more kids, nigga. That bitch gonna be buying pussy like you after a while.
And Corey may be confused, but only gay men do stuff like what he's doing right now.
I'm concerned about families when so many are destroyed by what happens on there a lot of times. When you get so excited to see people putting that dirt and stuff like out there to prove stuff. When you're concerned about women, there's all those rappers that are married.
She want to turn a woman against her daddy.
But you don't care about all the people that
hang in there. I got the audio. Bitch, let me tell you something.
Children are destroyed.
Now look at this. This Corey ready to kill because Tasha K reached out to his grown daughter. His grown daughter reached out to Tasha K along with her mama. He was ready to kill, die, sue, all type of stuff. And that's the problem with this culture, so they call it. How is it okay for this, or how is it not okay for that, but it's okay for you to do what you doing? All this double talk and double standard to whereas you can call out shots, but you never have to be accountable for the shots that you call when it come back home to you. Now, you could tell a lot about this show by the faces that Darlene make, but what bothers me is she doesn't never call him out.
Bitch, don't be talking about my mother. Leave my daughter alone, bitch. My daughter had a moment. I said it as a joke. If you think you could egg her on to go against her father, try, bitch. But I'm trying to tell you, it's a cold motherfucking world.
See, the world ain't that cold. It's just full of people who hate themselves. It's full of people who got a problem for every solution. Corey sit on that show every week and sex play people. That's why I quit watching it a little bit over a year or so ago. Not that he ceased to be funny, but it's hard to be funny when you calling everybody a D-sucker or a backdoor yet. Everybody that doesn't agree with you automatically has to be gay. And it's like, how could you have such a problem with somebody calling you a D-sucker if you call them an A-kisser? But more importantly than that, you sit on your show and spend at least 40 minutes a week calling different people that don't like you, do business with you, or ain't cool with you, backdoor you. You can't have it both ways. And this is not, the more that I do this video, the more I'm seeing what Anton's point is. Anton's whole basis is the culture is trash. The way we vote, how we treat each other, how we talk to each other, how we act is trash. That's his whole basis, right? But don't nobody really listen to him. So he has risked himself and his family to make a point. Because look at how many people is supporting this shit. You got the same person who was just upset because somebody said something about his grown daughter. Well, no, his grown daughter said something about herself and him. And he's still upset, was ready to kill. But you willing to talk about a fucking 16-year-old, call her all type of names. And I'm noticing a theme. I'm noticing a theme of the first thing to be out of your mouth when somebody is dark-skinned is that they're ugly. But Corey, you don't pass the paper bag test. You're sitting there calling people fat and you overweight. You was just morbidly obese. What are we talking about here? You talking about people paying for pussy, but you sit on this show every week and talk about paying for pussy. That's how we all got hip to you. $40. That's you. And everything you had to say about Anton sound more like self-hate for yourself, down to the fact of a man being able to say he don't have no kids out of wedlock. I know I felt the way when I heard that shit. I know I felt the way when I realized I wasn't gonna be with the mother of my kids. Like, damn, I fucked up, wish I chose better. But I'm man enough to admit that shit to myself, not go tear down the nigga who did make the sacrifice to make the right choice. This is whole shit. This is whole shit. And as somebody that used to pride myself on being a real NIGGA, I don't know what y'all are. I don't know what y'all are. And if that's what being a real nigga is today, to be a flimmadil, two-faced, hypocrite-ass nigga that attack little girls, then I don't never want to be one. I'm going officially headstrong into just being my black man shit. You can't articulate. You can't conversate. If people not kissing your ass, you can't even talk, bro. That says a lot about you. And now you're trying to destroy somebody's family because you exposed yourself for being a hoe cake ass, dick sucking ass nigga.
We can go out back right now. We can go out back right now. I'm with you.
That shit hurt, don't it, Corey? It hurt. It hurt when you try to punk somebody you feel like is a nerd and this, that, and all of these other things, and you find out he a man and you not. Yeah, I know that shit had to hurt. But I'm more appalled at the people around you because they watching you crash out. They watching you play yourself. They watching you kill your career. They sit there and listen to you complain about nobody hooking you up with a special and watch you not try to do it for yourself. And that's the real reason you hate Anton, and that's the real argument. The mentality that a Corey Holcomb carries enables you from doing anything for yourself and puts the onus and the blame on everybody else when you got all the opportunity, you got all the power, you got all the connections to do what it is you're trying to do. But you a nigga. You got a problem for every solution. And instead of getting mad at yourself, instead of changing your mindset, it's easier for you to try to destroy the people who did make the sacrifice to do better within themselves so they can be better from without. That's the problem with the black community right there. That's the problem right there. We talk all this shit about kissing the white man ass and this, that, or whatever, and bootlickers. You voted for Trump and blah, 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 blah. But all of the black people talking that shit, they only go at and after other black people. It's easy to talk about Anton talking about the politics and how we could do better because the truth is uncomfortable. But we look past us destroying us before we ever get to doing battle with the white people. As an independent content creator, Anton is stumping. He's stumping pretty hard, a lot harder than Corey. And he's independent. Corey don't even have his own studio. And that's what broke my heart. He is at the Coin Academy and did all that. And ain't none of them pull him to the side. Now, them old players that's known across the whole United States from being true hustlers. I can't believe they didn't say nothing. I know Tariq Nasheed don't like Anton, and I understand. Y'all pushing that democratic slave agenda. I want my reparations too, but I'm not about to sit around arguing and waiting on it. I'm not about to keep begging somebody for some shit that they owe me that I clearly see they not gonna give me, and us teaching each other that we should be subservient because somebody owes us is bullshit. No matter how you cut it. And all of these black people talking about they pro-black, All they ever got for you is something to sell to you. But they ain't giving you the game on how to get it on your own like Anton is. And that right there is the difference between being a liberal and a conservative. Right there. No more, no less. But instead of you paying attention to the facts, a lot of us niggas is getting caught up in our feelings. And try this on for size. Trump is in here arresting and kicking out people that are here illegally that has been scamming our government. Them the Republicans. You know what the Democrats did? Locked up everybody that took PPP money. And what I don't understand is how black people so mad at Trump and he locking up illegals who scam the government, but y'all didn't have no problem with the Democrats locking up people for them PPP loans. Make it make sense. To me, this is all self-hatred, no more, no less. Me not agreeing with my brother don't make it no less my brother. No less. But to y'all, or some of y'all don't feel family with people anyway. You just use being black to get a Bentley. And you sit there and tell people we should think this, do that, because you know that's what they want to hear. But you go in that voting booth and you vote Republican because you making so much money off of these dumbass niggas. You want to pay less taxes too. You want less government too. But you ain't gonna tell that to these niggas that support you, because then you might lose your support if they really knew how you think, feel, and act. Because let's be clear, all of these people that's supposed to be black leaders, they come to us and they speak this subservient talk. But then they go into their own life and they laugh at the fact that you people really believe that shit. And they laugh at the fact of how much money they make off selling you that shit. They'll never tell you the truth. And that's the motherfucking truth. My bad time, dog. I had to respond.